This is TARDIS bullying. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tommy Pie. Welcome back to another new TARDIS Mod update video. Today we're going to be exploring this update that has not actually been released yet. The owner of the mod, Spectre, giving me access to this, so a big thank you for them. And I must say, this is my favourite update yet. So I'm basically going to be showing you most of the content that has been added in this update. And it's pretty damn good. And when I say most, I mean there's like not much at all that I haven't talked about. I just won't be talking about bug fixes, etc. If you want to see every detail, I'll be linking the changelog Google Doc in the description. So the first new feature is if you actually look through the screen right here, you can see your surroundings. If you actually run through that like this, you actually teleport through the screen. I'm just joking, that was masterclass editing. So first we're going to be going through the interiors. I'm going to be showing every single part of this. So change interior, and I want to show you the architect interior. Like this. I'm pretty sure this one was built by Doc Arcane, but because I remember him building it on a stream once in the Discord. But I'm pretty sure he said this is for people to actually make their own TARDISes, because it looks pretty customizable. It's just, oh, got a bit of Antigravs here, nice. But yeah, here we go. Lovely interior. So next interior is the Toyota interior, and yes, it is the 12th, 11th Doctor's interior, and it looks marvellous. Okay, so I did just make my gamma default again. It was on max, but check this out, the interior light level. Now, using this option, you can make your TARDIS interior look delicious, like this one. It works really well with the coralized exterior, which we'll get onto in a bit. And then max, like this. So yeah, I would recommend having smooth lighting on, even shaders maybe. Well, actually we don't have Optifine, but smooth lighting and your gamma on 1, and you can have your interior light level like this, and it just looks amazing. Oh yeah, before I change interior, I just want to show you this part. So you can go through here, and you can use the ARS structure start, and you build off there, and the TARDIS engine is down here, right here, and you can flick it up like that. Snazzy. But yeah, what a good build. And now we're going to be showing you this interior, and look at this, my favourite by far. It's just wow. Okay, it's just wow. I also want to equip the Mark 7 now with David Tennant, but check it out on this low light level. You can it just look pretty good like this as well, but having it low and light is just wow. And look, you can actually change the console variant to blue and white. So now we're going to do some flying, and it leads us on to this new dimension, the moon. So yes, this is a really nice little coral console here, which I also think they've done really well. Just look at this. But yeah, we have tuned into the moon, and as you can notice, our screen is shaking when we're flying. Okay then, so apparently we have landed on the moon. Whoa! Yep, it did just suck me out. I'll explain that in a second. But check this out. They even added a 3D planet there, and you can jump like this. You've got these little moon craters. Oh, you can actually get some cinnabar, copper, and oh no, these are both copper. I'm an idiot. So you can actually go mining on the moon. It might be quite good actually. But I'm going to show you something real quick. If we go into survival, we'll suffocate. But once I put on a spacesuit, we no longer do, as you've got oxygen. Now I've actually built a nice little home here, and we're going to go back into survival. We are surviving, and we are no longer surviving. To fix this, you place this new oxygen sealer, and if this room is completely enclosed, so I can't do that, you'll actually be able to breathe. So as you can see, we've got our spacesuit on. We can take it off. Spacesuitless on the moon. However, the moment I break one of these blocks, I'll start taking damage. And when I put it back up, I don't stop, so I better get into create. Okay, I did stop. If you remember when we actually came onto the moon, this happened, didn't it? You just get sucked out of the TARDIS. Well, here's a way to fix that. If we make our TARDIS materialize here, so as you can see, it's now taking off. And as you can see, it's now landing in here. A nice oxygen sealed room with this oxygen sealer. And now, when we go in it, completely fine. And the same happens with space. And now, coincidentally, we're going to be going on to space. I'm just joking, it's not a coincidence. So, dimension to space. Out on Z. And look at that, the TARDIS is floating around in space. How marvellous. And I'm not actually flying right now. I can just go around in space like this. And it did say if you float around too much, you'll actually be lost in the void. And if you could look closely, you can actually see the TARDIS floating around. So, yeah, I don't want to get lost in the void for a long time. And when you do this, you can actually see the TARDIS moving around. I really like that. And I have found a way you can make a space station. You can actually place a block on top of the TARDIS here, I think. Shift and right click, yeah, that's it. And you can build a space station, I reckon, out of that. I forgot to say, in the moon, you can actually enter and exit using this airlock door, okay? But this is also made for survival. So look, in my spacesuit, I'm going around, looking at the Earth, and the TARDIS. Oh, I actually just got quite far away from the TARDIS there. But how brilliant is this? Yes, it's cool. So now heading back to the overworld, I think we'll try find a plains biome, I'd say. Yep, we found, located one, and we're in space. Good one, TARDIS. Allons-y! We have now landed, and we're going to check. Yep, that looks like planes. Let's get out. Okie dokie. So I might actually turn up the interior light level, because it looks really dull at the minute. So go into interior, put that probably all the way up. It doesn't look as good inside, but on the outside, it looks nice. The next new feature I'm going to be showing you is to do with the Vortex manipulator. So it has a new function here. If you click the bottom or the top here, it'll actually show you the function of distress signal. And then you click the use button, and you can literally send a distress signal to anyone on your server, and I'm the only one on my server, so yeah, make sure they actually exist. And I just sent a signal to Tommy Pie, and this should send us a distress signal beep if we put our interstitial antenna in. Yeah, we did. So we click the communicator. Look at that. I'll load it into my coordinates, and then I can just materialize where they are. Good old feature. That'll work really, really well for multiplayer. So if you remember how the TARDIS usually fades in and out when it's dematerializing thing, that's a fade in effect. But we can actually make it a pulse effect. And I'm going to demonstrate this to you right now using my handy remote. We're going to remote it, and as you can see, it kind of disappears, reappears, instead of just gradually fading out. I personally think this is more realistic, and I might probably use this anyway. But yeah, look at that, and then it will appear here, using the same animation. Yeah, there we go. I personally prefer this. I think I'll use this. I think it's brilliant. The next new feature is to do with the ARS tablet. So I'm going to be pasting some ARS structures that I think are fairly new. Some of you might not seen them. But so we've got the gravity shaft down, hydroponic farm. Got a farm here, very nice. It also has a gravity thing here, so you can look up and look down, you know. You've got this ARS tree, which I think is really interesting. Just loads of ARS eggs here. And it goes up in a stair. Some people could use this as a TARDIS engine. And then an archive library, therefore giving me the right to say, impossible. Perhaps the archives are incomplete. So yeah, this just looks nice. Oh, I thought there'd be oh, it is an antigrav. That's weird. Not antigrav, it's a grav thing. But that's not what this is about. This is what it's about. How I can confirm to delete a room. And look how well this is done. There you go. Deleted the whole room. Delete it here. I mean, it says do not spam, but we can for the video. And your whole screen shakes as well. Delete this. Just really well made, guys. That was actually highly requested. Next, I'm going to quickly show you what these two blocks do. The TARDIS landing pad and transduction barrier. So what happens with the landing pad is if I just materialize back onto the spot, I'll actually land on here, because any TARDIS that lands within 16 blocks, I think it is, will land on there, whereas the transduction barrier does the complete opposite, and if they land within 25 blocks, I think it is, they'll actually just kick them out to the edge of the radius. So I don't think I'll show you an example, because it's pretty self-explanatory. You can just kind of imagine it, really. So I'd just like to note if the TARDIS is hit, it'll shake when you're inside it. I can't really demonstrate that because I'm not a multiplayer. Now I'm going to be talking about the Antigravs, and you can do this in exterior properties. You can disable them and have them on. I'm going to keep them on, and I'm going to break here, like this. And as you can see, there's a new cool floating animation the TARDIS does. Check it out. So instead of just floating randomly, it actually moves around on that block slightly. Don't know if you can see. And then if you turn them off, of course, you'll just be put to the bottom like that. Now we're going to be showing you two new console texture variants. So, Exion, which is this one. Check it out. Doesn't that just look cool? Oh, I like the purple screen as well. So there we go, a new console. And Neutron, which is just, okay. And check out these buttons as well. Oh, oops. But yeah, just like a lot of consoles in this mod, they are animated, so when you actually touch them, the 3D model will move. So now the exterior. The new exterior called the TT2000. Here it is, boys. Check this out. It's even got a new thing here. Look at that. Look, my anti-gravs are off, but it still floats, which is something I really like about it. It's basically TT Capsule Plus. I mean, look at this open door animation. Nice. Yeah, good job on that one, team. So now I'm going to go to the midnight for 2 reasons, and you'll find out why. Alon Z! Wow. Bruh. So we are now in the midnight. Just to let you know, it's just another mod of this spooky biome thing. Pretty much, there are these mobs around called rifters, and they rift and they try and kill you. So I'm just going to travel quite far to try find one. So basically I found one. Oh no, I can't find my TARDIS, I don't know where it is. Well, lucky for you, my guy, you have TARDIS located. So I'm going to right click that at the bottom and we get those coordinates, so I'm going to go to them basically. I'm going to keep these rifters chasing after me and I'll show you why. It's to demonstrate a new feature. So the TARDIS locators led me to the TARDIS, obviously, it doesn't do anything else, but yeah, carry on following me. Let me show you something cool. So yeah, rifters, yeah. Oh! Well, look at this. Both of them entered the TARDIS. I don't think they can survive inside this dimension. But the alarm's going off and everything. Cool. So yeah, nice. You can turn that off by just going into the security sub-menu and clicking toggle alarm. So yeah, that's why I went to the midnight. So now I'm basically going to show you how to bully the TARDIS. I mean, to be honest, it kind of deserves it after it's been bullying me for so long in my series videos. So, this is where the fun begins. So I'm going to get my TNT and a good old sonic screwdriver. And I'm going to light my, close the door, just one TNT right there. And as you can see, it actually moved the TARDIS slightly. But now I'd like to show you a work of art. This is TARDIS bullying. Now this is pod racing. He's just not gonna like this. Haha. So now I'm gonna show you something really interesting with this feature of the TARDIS being affected by TNT. If I just leave one door open, right? And let's just do some TNT here. Now I'm gonna go inside. And yeah, it actually pierced through a little bit, as you can see. If I do one right next to it, the TNT actually goes inside the TARDIS. Luckily, we can change the interior back to mend this once we have enough fuel. But relating to power, we actually need to charge my sonic screwdriver. This is how you do it. So, underneath here, in the charging panel here, you just put your sonic screwdriver in and that will charge. And lastly, we're going to show you some subsystem things. So I'd just like to say you need fluid links and an artron capacitor to refuel now, instead of just having an artron capacitor to put the fuel in. I'm struggling to say that. And the console also makes spark particles if important subsystems are low. So basically for now the DMAT and fluid links. So if we actually go in our components here and take out the fluid link and DMAT, surprisingly it hasn't taken much durability. They'll start sparking like that. Put them back in, no spark. So yeah, big thank you to the devs for doing this. Such a great update, and I'm looking forward to what's going to be next in this mod. Just repair my interior, that's better. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Please put in any questions down below. And I do videos like this all the time. So have a nice day.